Mellow Moon Stories. The first snowflake did not fall from the sky. It floated up from the ground, as if the night itself had decided to breathe out a quiet secret. Mila noticed it right away. She was sitting on the wide windowsill of her bedroom, knees tucked under her soft blanket, watching the moon glow like a sleepy lantern. Outside, the world was still. No wind, no cars, just hush. And then, float. A snowflake drifted past her window. Mila blinked. Snowflakes were not supposed to rise. She leaned closer to the glass, her breath making a gentle fog, and that's when she saw something even more curious. The snowflake paused, turned slightly, and shimmered. Not bright, not flashy, just enough to feel like a whisper saying, "Hello." Mila smiled. She had always believed the world liked to speak softly. Mila was a kind-hearted child with listening eyes. She listened to birds even when they sang the same song every morning. She listened to her stuffed bear, Oliver, when he flopped over dramatically from the bed. And sometimes she listened to quiet things that other people hurried past. That night, the quiet was full. Another snowflake floated upward, then another. They gathered outside her window, slow and gentle, like tiny dancers practicing in the dark. Mila slipped out of bed and padded softly to the window so she wouldn't wake the house. Her parents were asleep. The clock ticked slowly, politely. She opened the window just a crack. Cold air brushed her cheeks, not sharp, just cool and clean. One snowflake drifted inside. It hovered in front of her nose, and then it spoke. Not with words exactly, more like a feeling. "Come see." Mila's heart fluttered, not fast, not scared, just curious. She pulled on her fuzzy slippers and wrapped her blanket around her shoulders like a cape. When she opened her bedroom door, the hallway was dim and friendly, shadows stretching lazily along the walls. The snowflakes drifted ahead of her, lighting the way like tiny floating stars. They led her down the stairs. The front door opened with a soft click. And there, just beyond the doorstep, was winter waiting. The yard was covered in moonlight. Trees stood still, their branches dusted with silver. And the snow? Oh, the snow was different. It did not crunch. It hummed. A gentle sound like a lullaby without words. Mila stepped outside, her slippers sinking into the soft glow. Each step made the snow sparkle faintly, then settle again, calm as ever. The snowflakes circled her ankles, her hands, her shoulders. And then something wonderful happened. They began to fall, straight down, but only around Mila. The rest of the yard stayed clear. No snow on the fence, no snow on the trees, just her. A snow globe for one child. Mila laughed quietly, covering her mouth so the night wouldn't feel startled. "Is this for me?" she whispered. The snow answered by falling just a little softer. From the far side of the yard came a small voice. "Mila." She turned. By the old oak tree stood a fox, a very polite fox. He had snowy fur on his ears and wise eyes that shone like warm amber. Around his neck was a scarf, knitted and slightly crooked. "Hello," he said gently. "I was hoping you would notice." Mila knelt slowly, careful not to rush the moment. "You can talk," she said, not surprised, just interested. "Yes," the fox replied, "but only tonight and only to you." "Why me?" Mila asked. The fox smiled. "Because you listen." That seemed like a good enough answer. "My name is Rowan," he said, bowing a little. "I am the keeper of the falling snow." Mila watched a snowflake land on Rowan's nose. He didn't sneeze. "These snowflakes," he continued, "are special. They fall only for one child each winter." Mila felt warm inside her blanket. "What do they do?" she asked. Rowan looked up at the sky where stars blinked slowly. "They remind," he said softly. "They remind the world to be gentle and remind the child that they are never alone." The snow slowed its fall, drifting lazily now. "Would you like to walk?" Rowan asked. Mila nodded. They walked through the yard, then beyond it, somehow without gates or fences, into a place that felt both familiar and new. The world grew quieter with each step. The snowflakes followed Mila faithfully, falling only where she went, leaving a glowing trail behind her that faded gently after a moment. They passed sleeping houses, dreaming trees, a pond frozen so smooth it looked like glass. Rowan padded beside her, his scarf flittering just a little. "Do you ever feel small?" he asked. Mila thought for a moment. "Sometimes," she said, "when things feel big." Rowan nodded. "That is when the snow comes." They stopped near the pond. The moon reflected in the ice, round and calm. "Look," Rowan said. Mila stepped closer. In the reflection, she didn't just see herself, she saw moments. Her holding a door open for someone, sharing her snack at school, listening when someone felt sad. The snowflakes slowed even more, floating like feathers. "These moments," Rowan said quietly, "are why the snow chose you." Mila felt her eyes grow warm. "I didn't know they mattered that much," she whispered. "They always do," said Rowan. The night deepened. Stars stretched and yawned. The snowflakes began to glow more softly, their edges blurring like dreams. Rowan's steps slowed. "It is nearly time," he said. "Time for what?" Mila asked. She already felt the answers settling around her. "Time for the snow to rest, and for you to sleep." They walked back the way they came, the world smoothing itself behind them. The houses returned, the yard reappeared. The oak tree stood patiently just where it always had. The snow fell more slowly now, one, then another, until only a few remained. Rowan stopped at the edge of the yard. "Will you see me again?" Mila asked. Rowan smiled, kind and calm. "Whenever you listen," he said. The last snowflake drifted down and melted into the ground with a soft sigh. The world was ordinary again, but Mila wasn't. Back in her room, Mila climbed into bed. The blanket felt warmer than before. Oliver the bear seemed to smile a little. Outside, no snow fell. Inside, Mila felt full of quiet joy, of knowing she belonged. As her eyes grew heavy, she thought she heard a hum, soft as falling snow, singing her gently into sleep. And somewhere in the night, the world whispered back, "Thank you for listening." Mila drifted away, safe, content, and wrapped in calm, ready for dreams as gentle as snowflakes that fall only for one child.